Copyleft software licenses aim to ensure that the licensed software remains free and open for future users and developers. These licenses use copyright law to achieve this goal by requiring any derivative works of the software to be licensed under the same license terms. This means that anyone who modifies or distributes the software must also make their changes and additions available to others under the same license. The most well-known copyleft software license is the GNU General Public License, the GPL. But there are many other copyleft licenses, such as the lesser GPL, the Mozilla Public License, and the Affero General Public License. The rights and obligations defined by copyleft software licenses can vary depending on the specific issue, but some common aspects include rights typically granting users the right to use, modify, and distribute the software. The licenses often require that any derivative works be licensed under the same terms, which ensures that the software remains free and open for future use and development. Copyleft software licenses also impose certain obligations on users and developers of the software. These obligations can include requirements to include a copy of the license with any distributions of the software, to make the source code available, and to maintain copyright notices and attribution to the original authors. Copyleft licenses can have implications for compatibility with other licenses. For example, using individual software components licensed as copyleft as part of a larger project may require that the entire project be released under a copyleft license. This is because the copyleft license requires any derivative works to be licensed under the same terms. Let's work through some of the more popular copyleft templates, one at a time. The GNU General Public License is developed by the Free Software Foundation. It requires any derivative works of the licensed software to be licensed under the same terms. The GPL has several versions, including version 2.0 and version 3.0. The GPL is widely used for software development projects and is often seen as a key component of the free software movement. GPL v2, that is, version 2 of the GPL, includes provisions for distributing the source code and making modifications to the software. GPL v3 added provisions for preventing tivoization, I think that's how you pronounce it, meaning the practice of using digital restrictions to prevent users from modifying the software, and for addressing patent issues. The GNU Lesser General Public License is another license developed by the FSF, which allows for more flexibility in the case of the licensed software. The LGPL has two versions, version 2 and version 3. The LGPL is commonly used for software libraries and other software components that are designed to be linked with other software. LGPL v2 and v3 added more flexibility to the use of the licensed software, particularly for software libraries. Later versions also work to add greater compatibility with the GPL v3. The GNU Affero General Public License also comes from the FSF. It's similar to the GPL, but includes additional requirements for software that's distributed over a network. The AGPL is often used for software that's designed to be run on servers and accessed over a network, such as web applications. Version 3 includes additional requirements for software that's distributed over a network. It requires anyone who uses the software over a network to make the source code available and to provide a copy of the license to users. The Mozilla Public License was developed by the Mozilla Foundation, the people behind the Firefox browser. It's a copyleft license that allows for the distribution of licensed software under both proprietary and open source terms. The MPL is compatible with the GNU General Public License, allowing code to be shared between MPL licensed software and GPL licensed software. The MPL is also compatible with other open source licenses such as Apache and MIT. The MPL requires that the source code for any modified versions of the licensed software be made available. This allows others to see and modify the code, promoting the growth and development of the software. The MPL also requires that any distribution of the licensed software, whether in its original or modified form, be made under the MPL. This means that anyone who distributes the software must provide a copy of the license with the software and make sure the source code is available. The MPL includes provisions to protect users from patent claims related to the licensed software. These provisions ensure that users of the software are able to use and distribute the software without fear of legal action. That'll do it for this section of the course. By way of a quick look back, in this section, we learned a bit about the history and philosophy of software licensing, along with some of the licensing alternatives used by software providers, including freeware and freemium models. We then more closely defined some important licensing concepts like multi-licensing and conditional licensing. Following that, we explored some specific permissive license models like the BSD, MIT, and Apache licenses, and then some restrictive or copyleft licenses like the GPL, Mozilla, and straddling the border, Eclipse license families. In the next section, we'll learn about open content licenses, that is, creative content like images and text that also want to be free.